Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I thought I'd just show off my Australian gaming setup because this is one thing that I never did in Japan, and it is like my biggest regret to this day. I think about it all the time, how I wish I made a video like this when I was living in Japan. So I'm gonna do this one for Australia. I've been living in Australia for about a year now, and as you can see here, I've accumulated some things. So I'm gonna take you through it and tell you what I've got. So let's start with the handhelds here because I think these are pretty interesting and each one kind of has a story. Starting off here, this is my 3DS XL. Now this one I actually got in America, and this one's really special to me. I'll try to open it up with one hand because this is one of the first consoles that I ever modded. So I have this thing modded and have just all the 3DS games I want on there. And I got this at a garage sale back in like 2018 for 50 bucks, which was a really good deal on that. And yeah, this thing has literally traveled around the world with me. I brought this when I moved to Japan because I can just have everything loaded onto it. And I brought it here as well, and it has served me well over the years. This is probably the 3DS I use the most. And then over here we have two DS Lites. I bought both of these here in Australia, and I think I got fairly good deals on both of them. This one I made a video about, came complete in box, and I think I spent like 80 or 90 bucks on it, so I was really happy to find this. And then this pink one back here I bought loose, but it's in really good condition, you know, for the price. I think I paid 60 or 70 Australian dollars for that, so I was happy with both of those. And then some of you might be familiar with this Game Boy Color that I have here. This one I actually bought in Japan. It was one of the first video game related items I bought when I first moved to Japan back in 2020. And I actually did a month of Game Boy with this Game Boy Color with the sticker here and everything. And a lot of fond memories with this one. So this Game Boy is kind of a celebrity around here. And then this is my Game Boy Color Lite that I bought on eBay and had it sent here to Australia. And I like this one a lot. As you can see, this one has a fully backlit screen. It's pixel perfect, looks really nice. And then I have a Game Boy EverDrive in the back with just all the games that I want loaded onto it. So this one used to get a lot of playtime until I got my Miyoo Mini here, which I've had for maybe just under a month now, but I'm really, really loving this thing. It plays everything from NES to PlayStation 1. I love the form factor, I love the design, and this has been my main handheld for the time being. Honestly, I love this device so much. And then right here is just my Switch Pro controller, which I've actually had since day one of owning a Nintendo Switch. I literally got this Nintendo Switch right here day one. It has the red limited edition Joy-Cons on it and a nice Scorbunny sticker because he is like my favorite Pokemon. I got this sticker in Japan and I was debating putting it on, but I was just like, you know what? It's not like I'm ever gonna sell my original Switch or anything like that. And I was like, you know what? Why not customize it? So I really love the way that looks on there. And yeah, and I've got these Mario Red Edition Joy-Cons that came out back in 2018, I think, when Mario Odyssey came out. I think they were Japan exclusive, at least back then they were, so I actually imported these to America, and I'm really happy I did. They've served me well. My original gray Joy-Cons actually were very faulty, so I'm glad I got these. And then this was actually a recent pickup, and sorry I kind of skipped over these, but these are a Hori Split Pad Pokemon Gengar Edition, and I really like these. I'm not a huge fan of playing my Switch in handheld mode, and I like these because they just offer a bit more grip. But they are a bit pricey, actually. Like, they're cheaper than official Joy-Cons, but like not by that much. And they don't have any of the motion controller rumble capabilities, which at first I was like, fine, like rumble's not that big of a deal. But it was when I was trying to play Zelda in handheld mode and I realized I couldn't use gyro aiming anymore. And then I was just like, oh, that's kind of why the Joy-Cons are such a big deal, because all the motion control stuff is tied to the Joy-Cons, and not the console itself, which I kind of didn't realize until I tried playing Zelda with these, but it is what it is. They look really cool, and I love them for that, so that's cool. And then over here, I have a record player that I actually got my girlfriend Nadia for her birthday, if I remember correctly. Her birthday and Christmas are very close together. I believe that was for her birthday. And then she has her Taylor Swift on there at the moment. It's literally the only record we own. I have more records in the States, but we are not in the States at the moment, so we just have Taylor Swift, but we love her. That's fine. And then over here is our plant and a very nice Pikmin print that Nadia got me for my birthday or Christmas. It was one of the two. I can't believe I can't remember, but this last year kind of is all blending together for me right now. I'm sorry, but she got that for me, and it is like one of my favorite things in the whole world, and I'm very thankful. Let's take a look at this shelf. First we have some prints. There's a really bad reflection, I'm sorry. And there's a picture of us, very cute, I know. Another print here, the glare, I'm sorry. But then we have this charm that we got when we went to Mount Fuji. This is a little Naruto coin purse that my sister actually sent me when I was in Japan, which I thought was really cute. These are some One Piece pins that I got off of Etsy, and they actually all have like mistakes on them. Like these are supposed to be like a happy face and a sad face, but they're both sad faces. You can see there's like a weird paint error on the Thousand Sunny there. I think Chopper's fine, but yeah. But you know, they were just cheap. And I didn't notice any of those weird things when I bought them, but they just live here, and that's okay. And then this thing right here is actually some sort of handmade little tray that we bought in Gifu City when we lived there. And this is like a famous park that we used to actually go to, and that's really cool. And this was only like $2, this little tray. And then moving on, we have some more little Japan things. I actually put this out just now for the video because I thought it looked cool. It was just kind of collecting dust on the shelf out of sight before, which was really sad. Some little charms here. I love this little Ace cat. See, there's the correct faces, not that. This is how it should look. This is just a cool Pokemon plate that I got at a game store here at EB Games. Came with these chopsticks and little soy sauce dish as well. And yeah, I usually don't buy like the merchandise at GameStop and EB Games and stuff, but I saw this and I was like, that's nice. That's just a nice little display piece. It was like 20 bucks. Here's my Zelda Collector's Edition. Amazing game, just finished it recently. Here's a globe that we found on the side of the road here in our neighborhood, so we love that. And next to it was this camera just on the side of the road, and it's in like perfect condition, so we picked that up as well. And here's some little posing cats and a little mushroom with feet that we got in Japan. Continuing on, we have my very small manga collection that I've accumulated in Australia. I have a lot more back in the States. That's going to be a reoccurring theme with everything I talk about in this video, but we're planning on going back to the States like in half a year. So I'll be reunited with all that stuff and make lots more videos about all the stuff I have in the States, so I'm excited for that. But I've got Blame, some Junji Ito stuff, which I enjoy, and then Hunter x Hunter from basically where the anime leaves off. I only just started reading this, but gotta love Hunter x Hunter, right? It's a good time. Here are some Nintendo 64 games, all from Japan. I picked these up in the junk section. One of my last days in Japan, I was just like, you know what? I want to bring some retro stuff with me to Australia just for comfort reasons. I just like having this kind of stuff with me. And so yeah, I rated some junk bins in like a hard off. And every single one of these games was like $1 to $3. So we got Kirby 64, Mario 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Disney Tetris, just random stuff. they just look good on the shelf, you know. Ocarina of Time, Goemon, I'm gonna move these. Goemon, Smash, Pokemon Stadium 2. So Pokemon Stadium 2, love that label. One of the few games that I think has a cooler American release because the cartridge was gold and silver. In Japan, it was just gray, but with a shiny label, but still cool. And Mario Tennis. And really, I didn't need to buy any of this stuff. These are all games that I have in America already, and a lot of them I have complete and boxed Japanese versions of in America from when I was collecting Nintendo 64 stuff. But I was just like, you know what, it would be cool to have some physical Nintendo 64 cartridges with me. This is like my comfort console. Just reminds me of my childhood, and I was like, you know what, I just want to have some with me for fun, because as I'll show you later, I have a Nintendo 64 EverDrive, so I almost never put these in the system. You know, they just sit here and look pretty. They're not actually that pretty though, like some of them are very dirty. I should actually clean them. But anyway, down here, I have this cool vintage Game Boy case that I actually found here in Australia, so I was really happy to find this, paid like 10 bucks for it. Here is my Switch travel case that I got day one with the console back in 2017, my Zelda-themed Switch case. Then here's a bigger Switch travel case that I have used to go through many airports with. It holds the dock, the console, and all these games. I won't go through everything because that would take too long, but right now I'm just keeping some wires in here and all my custom Game Boy games. These cursed Game Boy Advance custom games that I love, but got me so much hate because everyone's like, they're fake. I'm like, I know, dude. I know they're not fake. Like, they're real. Look at them. I can play them. But I know that they're custom games. I didn't buy these thinking that these were, like, legit made by Nintendo. Man, people are so stupid. But anyway, I have more of this stuff coming on the way, so stay tuned for that, because I'm just so excited to drive people crazy with these again, because I like collecting them. I think they're so cool. Here's one that I got from a random seller, Pokemon Christmas. I showed that briefly. But anyway, if you have questions about these, I'm going to make another video about them soon. But anyway, they're all just sitting in here right now. And then I have this awesome little Snorlax case for a bunch more of my Switch games. A lot that I kind of play frequently are in here. And then this cute little Animal Crossing case holds pretty much exclusively Switch games that I got in Japan. So I'll flip through them really quick. But yeah, either games that came out while I was in Japan or games that I bought while I was in Japan that just kind of remind me of Japan. But mostly, these are mostly games that came out during the 2 years that I was in Japan, so I just kind of keep them in. Yeah, Yoshi didn't come out when I was in Japan, but I played it when I was there. But anyway, that's that. I like this little case. It's very cute. Oh, and one other thing that I wanted to quickly mention. You might be wondering, why do you have 2 DS Lites and no DS games? And that's because back in 2018, at the same time that I modded this 3DS, I got an R4 card. This has also traveled with me all around the world. See, I bought it in 2018. It says right there. And yeah, with this, I have just literally every DS game I could ever want loaded onto there at all times, which I highly recommend just because of how expensive a lot of retro games are, especially just the basic stuff like Pokemon. Like, come on, like, people want to play Pokemon, and it is just so crazy how expensive those DS era and Game Boy Advance era Pokemon games have gotten. Just find a way to emulate them. Get a Mii U Mini, get an EverDrive. I can't say this enough. I feel like I say this in like every single one of my videos. Get something like this. Get an EverDrive. Get an R4 card for your DS. And you know what? I actually, after making my Mii U Mini video, Mech DIY, this online emulation console retailer, reached out to me and they gave me an affiliate link. So if you want to get something like a Mii U Mini, or I'll get to this as well, I have to make a video about this. If you want a Power Kitty, anything like that, check out the link in my description. It'll help support the channel. And I'm working on getting a discount code. If I don't have one by the time the video is uploaded, I'll say it in my next video. But yeah, the link will be there either way. This little shelf just has some of my favorite little like toys that I picked up while I was in Japan. I have so many little figures and stuff just like this, but they're all in a box right now, and I don't feel like digging them all out. But these are just some of my favorites. I'm really big into the dessert themed things for some reason, and Nadia likes them too, so you know, it's a win-win. She lets me put them all on display. This is a One Piece coffee that I actually bought while I was in Australia, weirdly. They had this one here. I also drank these all the time in Japan, so I saved the bottle. I washed it, don't worry. Here's a Baniri. I like Baniri. And Nadia bought that candy, and I think she forgot that it's even there, so it's still sitting there. Here are some plushies that Nadia and I collected together, these little ones. They're very cute. And these are some vintage Pokemon figures that I actually found here in Australia, and I love them. They're like the old Burger King ones, but here they were at Hungry Jack's, which is just Australian Burger King. And there's a cute little cow charm that I got in Japan. And yeah, I love this stuff. It makes me happy. And speaking of plushies, I'm trying not to show too much of my apartment because I really only cleaned this area. You gotta have the plushies on the sofa. You know how it is. Those two are always on the sofa. These are usually in the bedroom, but I brought them out just to show them for the video because, you know, they're cute. We love them. And right down here, this section, don't worry about this yet. These are all of the games that I have bought physically in Australia. Here's an Australian copy of Nintendo Land that I got with my Wii U. The Wii U that I modded and made that video about. I just bought this to test it. It was only 10 bucks, and I love Nintendo Land, and the box art is quite different for the Australian version, so I thought it was cool. Let's open it up. Oh, yeah, the disc is not in there because I was playing it, so yeah. The disc would normally be in there, though, don't worry. I'm not one of those psychos who leaves discs out sitting on the counter or something. Here's Pikmin 4. This just came out last week. Pretty much the only game I'm playing right now, and I love it. It's awesome. But yeah, there's that. And then I really haven't played any of these PS5 games yet, but I got them all just because they were like crazy deals that I saw on Amazon, like clearance and stuff. I got No More Heroes 3. Excited to try this once I play No More Heroes 2, but haven't gotten to it yet. Sonic Frontiers. I was excited for this game. I actually did play a bit of it, maybe like 5 hours or so. And I don't know, I had a bit of a hard time getting really into it. I'm gonna give it another shot in the future though. One Piece Odyssey, I was also very excited for this. I actually played the demo and I loved it. And then I pre-ordered it just to support the game because I was like, I wanna see more anime games like this. But once I finally got the game, I just never started it, but I will start it soon, trust me. Ghostwire, this was just another cheap clearance game I saw on Amazon. It was like 20 bucks, and I couldn't believe it was that cheap, and I've been wanting to play it, so I picked it up. So there's that. And then It Takes Two. Nadia got me this game for Christmas, and we started playing it together. I really loved it. I don't know, I couldn't really tell if she loved it that much. She said she did, but it was a bit difficult for her, honestly. So I don't know if we'll continue it. I want to, but yeah, might have to bring that one up at dinner tonight. Okay, on to the Switch games. I'll just pull these all out. I'm just gonna ruin how nice and neat I made my shelf today. Daemon X Machina, I finally picked this up. I saw that they're making a sequel to this game, and I don't think it sold very well, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pick it up. I got really into mech anime this year for some odd reason, so I was like, I'm gonna finally pick this game up just so I have it. I've played a few hours of it, and I like it. I like it. It's just alright. It's not bad, but it's not amazing either. It got here we have the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Collector's Edition that came with both games and a steelbook case, which is cool. I wasn't a huge fan of these games. I would have been. Really just my main issue was that, you know, they were kind of broken and just, you know, I was expecting a bit more from them. Zelda, love. You saw the collector's edition. Ring Fit, love it, even though it makes me feel fat and sad. Metroid Prime Remastered. I thought this was a really good remake. I didn't finish it though. I played for like 10 or 15 hours. I just think Metroid Prime isn't for me. I prefer 2D Metroid, and even then, I'm not that good at those either, but I think I prefer 2D Metroid. Fire Emblem Engage. I actually haven't started this yet, but I wanted to pick it up because I found a good deal online for it, so I got it, and this might be the game I start after I finish Pikmin 4. Live Alive or Live Alive or Live Alive, everyone says it different. I've been wanting to play this game for a long time, but still haven't started it, but it was another good deal I found. Pokemon Scarlet, Ninja Turtles. I thought this game looked really cool. Another cheap Amazon buy, and then same with this one. I love the Ninja Turtles, so had to get the collection. And yeah, those are all the physical games, because when we move back to the States, I just don't want to have to ship that much stuff home, because I had to do that when I left Japan, and it was just a nightmare. And I don't want to have to ship like 10 boxes of video games again. So I'm sticking to mostly digital with my PlayStation, and then just buying mostly whatever physical Switch games come out that I want. Because I have PlayStation Plus Extra, so I play a lot of games digitally through that. And then these are just all of the PS4 games that I brought from America. I just put them in here, some PS5 games as well. I got my PS5 literally days before we left America, because we visited for like a few weeks before we came here. And it was when the PS5 was still really hard to find, and I found one, and I got Elden Ring for it, and I had a good time, and there it is sitting right there. And there's my corner of shame, which I will also get to. But yeah, just a bunch of random games. A lot that I still have to get to, but that's why I brought them with me. But I'll just show them. And yeah, all the cases for these games are back in America, just sitting on my shelf, so didn't want to have to lug all those cases around. It would have just been so pointless. So, and here's my corner of shame. Yoga mat, back roller, muscle roller ball thing, my tripod that I use to film things for videos. And then this is where the shame comes from. This is just a box with controllers. I got my Nintendo 64 controllers in here, some Wii remotes for the Wii U, my Elgato that I use to capture footage. I love this controller that I got in Japan, but it's kind of, it doesn't look beat up, but the stick is a little bit weird on it, a bit wiggly. Then there's a plain red Nintendo 64 controller, which that one has a really good stick on it. That's the one I mostly use, actually. Actually, no, the gray one is the best, but you don't need to know that. I'm just being OCD. I'm sorry. This was a disappointing buy, actually. I got this in Japan, and I was really excited to use it with my Wii U, and it's super faulty, and like the inputs like glitch out all the time. So I tried to clean the cord here, or the, you know what I mean. I tried to clean this, and nothing changed. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's junk. It was not in the junk section though in Japan, so I got scammed on that one, but it's okay. That's literally the only thing from Japan I've ever bought, and like it didn't work properly. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, as they say. Oh, and then here's our little bookshelf frog. And then, yeah, last but not least, here are like the consoles. You already saw the Switch over there. I've got, you know, Pikmin 4 up on the screen just for some ambiance. It's a very beautiful game. Here's my Nintendo 64 with an EverDrive 64 in it, that basically never leaves the cartridge slot. I got this Nintendo 64 in Japan, brought it with me here. I bought it in a junk section, and it was literally only in the junk section because it didn't have any of the cords. I bought the cords separately, and it works perfectly. And then over here's the Wii U that I bought here in Australia for about $100, which was a really good deal. I've always wanted the white one. I have the black one back in America. And yeah, I modded this and I use it to play all of my digitally preloaded GameCube, Wii, and Wii U games. So this is such a great machine if you wanted to get into GameCube and Wii games but don't want to pay the insane prices for them. You can just put them on there digitally. And then there's my PlayStation 5. And that's pretty much everything. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. We got Mr. Slime down here in this cute flower pot that I got that just sits there with his little feet dangling. But yeah, that's everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I plan on doing a lot more stuff like this when we go to America, which will happen in the next 6 months. And yeah, because I've got a lot of stuff, like my whole collection is stashed away in America at the moment, and once I'm back there, I have lots of stuff planned. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Thank you if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.